Imagine if a simple penny, just one, sitting in a drawer, a pocket, or maybe under a couch cushion, could hold the key to a fortune. Yes, you heard me right. We're talking about a penny that could be worth up to $999,000. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious value of the 1964 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny and uncovering why some collectors would pay a small fortune for it. Sound impossible? Keep watching because what you learn today could change your life, and your wallet. The 1964 Lincoln penny. For most of us, it's just a humble copper coin we barely notice. But, not all pennies are created equal, and a rare few carry a unique blend of history, rarity, and intrigue that drives their value to astonishing heights. Here's the thing, while most 1964 pennies are just pennies, certain ones with the Denver D Mint mark have risen in collectors' eyes. But not all 1964 D pennies are valuable. So what makes one of these coins a jackpot and others just a penny? Have you ever heard of a penny causing a bidding war? Yes, a penny, causing a bidding war. As wild as it sounds, it's exactly what's happening with some 1964 D pennies. But there's more to this coin than just its mint mark and date. So, stay with me. So, why this one? What makes certain 1964 D pennies a hidden treasure? Here's where it gets fascinating. First, let's talk rarity. During the early 1960s, America was undergoing a coin shortage. The U.S. Mint went into overdrive, producing billions of coins, including our 1964 Lincoln penny. But hidden among these billions are coins with unique minting errors, tiny mistakes that only show up under close examination. We'll dive into those errors in just a second, but first, let me explain why these little errors matter so much. It all comes down to the power of the collector's market. Think about it this way, when there's only one of something, what happens to its value? You guessed it, it skyrockets. These errors, like a double die or an off-center strike, make the coin unique, sparking intense interest among collectors. And when high-profile collectors go after a specific error type, the price can get, well, jaw-dropping. Now, let's talk about exactly which errors to look for. One of the most valuable variations is the double die error, where the design appears twice in certain areas due to a misalignment in the minting process. If you have a 1964 D penny with clear signs of doubling, perhaps around Lincoln's eye or on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," then you might be holding something far more valuable than you thought. A penny for your thoughts. Or maybe $100,000 for your thoughts. If you find one of these, still not convinced it's worth checking your coins? Let's talk numbers. In recent years, a handful of these rare 1964 D pennies with unique characteristics have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, one example even fetched close to $1 million. Imagine what that could mean for you. But the clock is ticking. Coins are disappearing into collections, prices are climbing, and who knows when the value might peak. Don't miss the boat on this one. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to transform something ordinary into extraordinary. It may be a little tarnished, a bit worn around the edges, but if it has the right mint mark, the right errors, this penny could change everything. So, here's what to do next. Go through your coins, carefully examining each one with a magnifying glass. Look closely at any 1964 D pennies you find and check for those valuable errors we discussed. Keep an eye on that mint mark and look for doubling. That could be your golden ticket. And just think, if you find the right one, what would you do with the money? Imagine the possibilities: a dream vacation, a new home, early retirement. Just one coin could give you all that and more. The 1970 D Lincoln penny is no ordinary coin. It's been valued as high as $996,000 in the market today. Yes, you heard that right. So if you're wondering if the penny in your pocket could be a goldmine, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into why this specific penny could be worth a small fortune. And if you're like most people, you probably think that pennies aren't worth the trouble. But some coins, a select few, are capable of fetching amounts that make them worth hunting down. Whether you're a seasoned collector, or you just want to see if you've got a diamond in the rough, we're about to uncover everything you need to know. Keep watching, you could be sitting on a life-changing opportunity. How many times have you looked at a penny and just tossed it aside, thinking it's worthless? Well, after this video, you might think twice every time you see one. Now, what makes this particular penny so unique? And what should you look for if you think you might have one? The 1970 Lincoln penny might look like just another copper coin, but it holds secrets that can lead to serious cash. For starters, the value of this penny skyrockets due to certain factors. But don't worry, I'll break down exactly what makes this penny a treasure, and it's not just because it's old. It's all about the details. First, let's talk about the D mint mark, which tells us it was minted in Denver. But what really matters is the condition of the penny. In the world of coin collecting, a penny's grade, or its physical condition, can mean the difference between a dollar and thousands. If yours has clear details with minimal wear, you're already on the right track. Let's put it this way, finding a near-mint 1970 penny is like discovering a rare Pokémon card in a cereal box. Sounds crazy, right? But it's not impossible. Now, besides condition, there's another factor that's even more fascinating: errors. Yes, errors are actually a good thing when it comes to rare coins. And the 1970 penny has some famous ones. Wondering what these errors are and how they can mean the difference between a penny worth a cent and one worth nearly $1 million? Let's dive in. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1970 penny is the double die error. It's exactly what it sounds like, a slight doubling of the image on the coin. And in this case, it makes the text or design look doubled or even blurred. If you've got a 1970 penny with this type of error, you're holding a rare gem. These pennies are the holy grail of coin collecting because that tiny mistake from the mint could turn your penny into a jackpot. But here's the catch: these errors aren't always obvious. And without looking closely, you might toss away a fortune. Imagine letting nearly $1 million slip through your fingers just because you didn't know what to look for. Don't make that mistake. Because hey, no one wants to be the person who accidentally threw away a $996,000 penny to save space in the junk drawer. You'd be kicking yourself for years. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable pennies? First, check the date and mint mark carefully. Then look for any signs of doubling, especially around the words Liberty or the date. A magnifying glass or even a smartphone camera can help you spot details you might otherwise miss. Just imagine uncovering one of these rare pennies and knowing it's worth a small fortune. What could that money do for you? Pay off debts, take a dream vacation, or even kickstart a whole new life. Want to make sure you don't miss any hidden gems in your collection? Stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll reveal more coins that could be hiding in plain sight, worth thousands or even millions. Don't let your next treasure slip by unnoticed. So next time you see a penny, don't just pass it by. It might just be the key to unlocking a new future. Thanks for watching, and here's to finding that hidden treasure in your pocket. You're holding a penny that looks like any other, but what if I told you this 1973 Lincoln penny, with a tiny D mint mark, could be worth as much as $992,000? Yes, nearly $1 million, for a penny. Now, if you're sitting there wondering if this could actually be true, or if your old coins might have the same hidden value, don't go anywhere. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind the 1973 D-Mint Lincoln penny, why it's potentially worth so much, and how you might have one sitting in an old jar at home. But be warned, the demand for rare coins is skyrocketing, and the market is moving fast. Will you be one of the lucky few to cash in on a piece of history before it's too late? Stick around, because I'm going to reveal everything you need to know to make the most out of your coin collection. Now, let's start with why this specific penny is so valuable. Produced in the Denver Mint in 1973, this penny is part of the Lincoln series. On the surface, it seems like a regular coin. I mean, come on, it's not made of gold, right? But there are critical factors that make it rare and highly sought after by collectors. The Denver Mint, where this penny was made, produced billions of pennies that year. So why is this one potentially worth so much? It all comes down to details. Did you know collectors and investors look for specific minting errors? Just a small misalignment, a slight double die, or a faint marking can be the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth hundreds of thousands. Imagine the excitement of discovering a hidden fortune in a penny jar that you've ignored for years. Now, before you start digging through every penny you've ever owned, here's what you need to look for. Some versions of the 1973 Lincoln penny have tiny imperfections that collectors crave. But here's the catch, these differences are so subtle that most people overlook them completely. It's like having treasure buried in plain sight, and if you're not careful, you might accidentally spend it on a cup of coffee. Now wouldn't that be a story? Imagine paying for gas with $1 million penny, wouldn't exactly be your lucky day. But all jokes aside, this is real money we're talking about. And that brings us to the burning question, how do you know if you're sitting on a goldmine of copper? This is where it gets really interesting, and this next tip could literally change your life. In fact, the next few minutes could make all the difference, so if you're thinking of skipping ahead, you might want to think twice. Because this rare, hidden detail is easy to miss, and once you find it, you'll understand why some people are paying nearly $1 million to own one. Alright, here's what you need to look for. The 1973 Lincoln penny becomes valuable when it has a specific minting error. A slight doubling on Lincoln's profile or the date, or even an unusual shadow on the D mint mark, can be the key to turning your penny into a jackpot. Take a magnifying glass and examine every detail. You may even want to have it professionally appraised to confirm any suspicions. The truth is, pennies like this don't surface often, and collectors are willing to pay handsomely. But don't wait too long, interest in these coins is exploding, and prices could shift any day. If you have a 1973 penny, or even one with unusual markings, don't ignore it. Imagine cashing in on what others overlook, and investing that value into the future you've dreamed of. And hey, wouldn't it be funny if you just uncovered a treasure worth more than your car? Or even your house? Just goes to show, sometimes the smallest things make the biggest impact. So, go on, check those jars, wallets, drawers, wherever you keep loose change. This could be your chance to turn pennies into prosperity, to trade spare change for something much, much bigger. Don't let this opportunity pass you by, your future could be resting in a single penny. Because after all, isn't it amazing that the road to wealth could begin with something as simple as a penny? Remember, history has a way of rewarding those who look a little closer and dream a little bigger. So, what are you waiting for? Start digging, and maybe you'll be the next one to cash in on a penny worth almost $1 million. 1976 penny in your hand, thinking it's worth just a single cent. But what if I told you that this penny could be hiding a secret worth up to $990,000? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million, just waiting to be discovered. But here's the catch, only a few people know the truth about these rare, high-value coins. And in a moment, you'll know exactly what to look for, so stick around, because you don't want to miss this. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny that could be worth more than my car. It sounds like something out of a movie, but for some people, that's their reality. In this video, we're diving deep into the world of rare Lincoln pennies, specifically, the 1976 no-mint mark penny. I'll show you why these coins are worth so much, what details can make or break their value, and, of course, how to cash in if you find one of these hidden treasures in your collection. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1976 Lincoln penny might look like every other penny in circulation, but a few factors make it special. You see, in the mid-70s, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, most of them with a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some pennies, like our mysterious 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, were produced in Philadelphia without any mark at all. And that's where things get interesting. Now, you might ask, why does that matter? Well, here's the secret, for collectors and investors, these minting quirks mean everything. The lack of a mint mark can indicate a rare production batch. Combine that with factors like unique metal compositions, condition, and preservation over nearly 50 years, and you've got the recipe for an insanely valuable coin. Now, let's be honest, how many of us would have noticed a missing mint mark on a penny? Brief pause, probably not many, right? But here's where the story takes a surprising twist. Only a handful of these 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have been found in mint condition, known as MS-67 or above. And collectors will pay serious money for these because they are nearly flawless. How much, you ask? We're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And in a few cases, one of these pennies fetched close to $1 million at auction. So imagine opening an old coin jar and finding a penny that could change your life. By now, you're probably asking yourself, how can I tell if I have one of these valuable pennies? Let's go through it, step by step. First, grab any 1976 penny you have and look closely. If it doesn't have a mint mark, that's a good start. But remember, it's not just the absence of the mint mark that matters, it's the condition. Scratches, discoloration, and damage can reduce the value significantly, so pristine condition is key. Second, you'll want to consider having your coin graded by a professional service to confirm its condition and authenticity. This is a critical step if you're aiming for top dollar, and hey, don't be shy about it. Coin collectors can be intense, but they're also willing to pay more than your average eBay buyer. They don't mind forking over a small fortune for a single penny if it's the right one. And here's the urgent part, rare coins like these don't just sit on the market forever. With demand increasing, collectors from around the world are on the hunt, and prices are only climbing. You could be holding on to a piece of history that's appreciating every day. Imagine it, a penny worth up to $990,000, just waiting for you to uncover it. If you're ready to take a closer look at your coin collection or even dig into that dusty old jar, now's the time. Because who knows? You might have a hidden fortune just waiting to be discovered. If you learned something valuable today, be sure to subscribe for more secrets about rare coins hiding in plain sight. And drop a comment below if you think you found one of these rare 1976 no-mint mark pennies. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny could be worth as much as $989,000. Now, you might be thinking, come on, how could a penny possibly be worth that much? But stay with me, because today we're going to talk about a specific coin, the 1984 D Lincoln penny. Its humble, everyday look might fool you, but this coin is rare, valuable, and highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. You're sorting through an old coin jar or maybe a drawer filled with forgotten change, and you spot a penny. Not just any penny, the 1984 D Lincoln penny. And you think, what if? Well, today, I'm here to answer that, what if, and show you how this unassuming coin could hold a life-changing fortune. So, are you ready to turn pocket change into a potential windfall? Or at least find out if you've been tossing away a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, I'll share why this coin is so valuable, what makes it so special, and most importantly, how you can identify if you're holding one of these rare treasures. You don't need to be a coin expert. All you need is a little patience, a keen eye, and this guide to help you understand what to look for. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are willing to pay top dollar, sometimes even approaching the six-figure range, for a 1984 D penny in mint condition. Ready to dive into the details? Let's get started. First, let's talk about what makes this 1984 D Lincoln penny worth so much. But here's the twist, it's not just about the date or the D mint mark. There's another hidden detail on this coin that could change everything. Now, let's get into the story behind the 1984 D Lincoln penny. On the surface, it might look like any other penny minted in Denver, but collectors and experts know there's something special about this year, particularly a rare variety with a double die error. Yes, a simple, subtle imperfection, but one that makes all the difference in value. So, what's a double die error, and why does it make this penny so valuable? A double die error happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment, creating a doubled image on certain parts of the design. In the case of the 1984 D Lincoln penny, this doubling is especially noticeable on Lincoln's ear. It might look like a minor flaw to the untrained eye, but to a collector, it's a rarity worth thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, of dollars. Can you imagine? You're just checking your pocket change, and suddenly you spot old Abe with an extra ear. Now that's one way to hear the cash rolling in, right? Now, back to the serious side. If you happen to find a 1984 D Lincoln penny with this doubling error, you're in possession of something truly extraordinary. Coins with unique imperfections often have a fascinating appeal. They're rare, they're intriguing, and they tell a story of human error meeting historical significance. And that's exactly what makes collectors willing to pay so much for a piece like this. But here's the catch, this type of doubling error isn't something you'll find on just any 1984 D penny. There are specific features to watch out for. Miss these, and you could be letting a fortune slip through your fingers. Up next, I'll tell you exactly what you need to look for to spot a truly valuable coin. Don't miss this. Alright, now that you know the basics, let's get into the finer details so you can confidently identify if you have a 1984 D penny worth big bucks. Look closely at Lincoln's ear on the coin. The doubling will appear as a second outline of his ear, almost as if he's got a shadow or a faint duplicate. You might also see slight doubling on other features, like the date or the inscriptions on the coin. The key here is to inspect the coin carefully, ideally under a magnifying glass or with a high-quality camera, and remember, condition is everything. Even if you have a double die error, a worn-out penny won't fetch nearly as much as one in pristine, uncirculated condition. If you find one that looks promising, take it to a coin expert or reputable dealer who can verify its authenticity. Or, better yet, send it to a grading service for official verification. A graded, verified 1984 D penny with this unique error could bring in tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, at auction. So, what would you do with an extra six figures? Pay off a mortgage? Take that dream vacation? Just imagine the possibilities. But here's the thing, these rare finds aren't sitting around forever. Collectors are always on the hunt, and the value of rare coins like this tends to increase over time as they become even scarcer. Now's the time to check your coin collection, dig through those old change jars, and see if you've been sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. If you found this information valuable, make sure to check out my other videos, where we dive into the world of rare coins, their hidden value, and how you could cash in on them. Don't let an opportunity like this pass you by. That penny in your hand could be your ticket to wealth you never dreamed of. 1991 D Lincoln penny to be exact, that could be worth more than you ever dreamed possible. How much more? Try $986,000. That's right, one small, forgotten coin could change your entire financial life. But here's the kicker, you'd never guess it just by looking at it. Today, we're diving into why this specific penny has collectors clamoring, and how you could be holding on to a six-figure fortune without even realizing it. Now, you might be asking, how could a humble penny be worth almost $1 million? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out. Let's start by taking a close look at the 1991 D Lincoln penny itself. For most people, this coin seems ordinary, almost painfully so. It's the type of penny you'd barely glance at as you toss it into your coin jar. But what you don't know is that certain details on this penny can reveal it to be a rare, highly valuable gem. So, here's the real question, what makes some of these pennies worth a casual 1 cent while others have the potential to reach up to $986,000? This is where things get interesting. Certain coins have unique qualities, minting errors, or limited circulation that transform them into collector's gold. And 1991 was an interesting year, to say the least. Now, you might be thinking, a penny is a penny, right? But imagine if a small flaw on a coin could make it rarer than gold. Wouldn't you want to know if your penny has it? Let's dig deeper. The reason some of these 1991 D pennies are skyrocketing in value comes down to a few specific factors. First, there's the mint mark. The D indicates it was minted in Denver, but there's more to it than that. Due to minor variations or mistakes made during the minting process, some pennies came out with barely noticeable but incredibly valuable differences. These errors, like a double die, off-center print, or even minor shifts in the D mint mark, can make a coin exceptionally rare. For example, imagine discovering a double die penny in your change. A coin with this rare imperfection means there was a mistake in the stamping process, and the design appears to be slightly doubled. To a collector, that makes it not just a penny, but a collectible. And collectibles, as we know, can reach eye-watering prices, and here's a little joke for you: isn't it funny that a tiny error is actually what makes this penny so flawless in the eyes of collectors? But here's where the excitement ramps up. Out of the millions of 1991 D pennies minted, only a select few contain these minting anomalies. The scarcity alone sends the value skyrocketing. So, if you're lucky enough to find one of these pennies, you're essentially holding on to a piece of history, and a very valuable one at that. Still wondering if you should keep checking your coins? Stay with me, because we're just getting to the good part. Alright, now that we know why these pennies are valuable, let's talk about how you can identify one and, most importantly, how to turn that discovery into cash. Here's a quick checklist. Start by looking at the coin's overall condition. A coin in pristine, mint state condition, meaning no significant scratches, dents, or signs of wear, is far more valuable. If you spot a doubling effect on the design or any misalignment in the D mint mark, you might be holding on to something special. And here's a cliffhanger for you: did you know that even the tiniest detail, like a subtle difference in how Lincoln's beard looks, can make the difference between a penny that's worth 1 cent and one that's worth almost $1 million? Now, if you do find one of these rare coins, your next move is critical. It's essential to get the coin authenticated and graded by a professional. The higher the grade, the more value collectors will attach to it. From there, you'll want to explore selling options. Major auction houses and reputable online marketplaces, like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, have seen these coins fetch remarkable prices. And here's the real kicker: every second you wait could be a missed opportunity, as the market for rare coins can be unpredictable. So, the question now is simple: could a $1 million penny be hiding in plain sight among your spare change? Imagine finding that penny and transforming a small piece of copper into a legacy for yourself and your loved ones. Think about what you could do with almost $1 million from something as humble as a penny. Single penny. Sounds unbelievable, right? But in just a moment, we're going to reveal why this humble 1998 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be hiding a fortune, and why you might have one tucked away somewhere. Ready to uncover the secrets of this little copper coin? Let's dive in. Before you dismiss the idea that a penny could be life-changing, let's talk about the 1998 Lincoln penny. Now, this coin doesn't have a mint mark, which means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. But what makes it different? What could make this particular penny worth not just a few cents, but possibly hundreds of thousands, even close to $1 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, demand, and a few very unique features. You see, coin collectors in the US are constantly hunting for specific coins, the ones that have imperfections, rare errors, or just low mintages. And the 1998 Lincoln penny? Let's just say it ticks all those boxes, and collectors are willing to pay up if you have the right one. Now, if you're already reaching for that old jar of coins, hold on. Don't worry, I'll explain exactly what to look for. You don't want to be that person who spends $1 million penny on a coffee, right? But before we dive into those specifics, let's talk about how this coin came to be worth so much. Why is a single penny so valuable? And how can you tell if you've got one of the rare ones? This penny's value skyrockets because of a few specific factors. First, it's all about errors. Some 1998 pennies have what's called a wide AM variety, meaning that the letters A and M in America on the back of the coin are spaced farther apart than usual. To coin collectors, this is the holy grail of penny errors. It's unique, and it's rare. But here's the catch: it's not visible at first glance. That wide AM error takes a keen eye to spot, and it's easy to miss if you don't know exactly what to look for, and here's where things get a little tense. Most people don't realize that they might have held this coin in their hand, casually tossed it into a piggy bank, or, heaven forbid, spent it on a gumball. That's right. Somewhere, someone may have unknowingly let go of nearly $1 million penny. Can you imagine the regret if you were that person? But what if I told you there's still time to check? By the way, quick tip, please don't use a magnifying glass from a dollar store to check. We're talking about a penny worth more than a mansion here. Let's give it some respect, right? So now that you're probably itching to check your coins, let's go through the steps. How do you know if you have the real deal? Alright, here's where things get exciting, and a bit nerve-wracking. The first thing to do is look at the back of your 1998 penny, specifically at the and M in the word America. Remember that we're looking for that wide AM, where the letters have a bit of space between them. If you find that on your 1998 penny, you may very well be holding a goldmine, but, I'll be honest with you, this is where the rubber meets the road. Even if you find the right spacing, there's one more step before you can start dreaming of that hefty payout. You need to get the coin verified by a reputable grading service, like PCGS or NGC. They'll inspect your coin, verify the authenticity of the wide AM error, and give it an official grade, which is crucial for determining its final market value. Without this verification, the coin won't hold the same value in the eyes of collectors. But once verified, that's when you can really start thinking about the potential worth, and it's more than worth the effort. Because believe me, collectors are out there ready to pay top dollar, nearly $1 million, for the right 1998 penny. Now, here's the burning question, do you have one of these valuable pennies lying around? And if you do, are you ready to potentially change your life with a single coin? If you're eyeing your pennies now, hey, I don't blame you. I'd be doing the same. So, before you go digging through drawers and checking that old change jar, let's talk next steps. Finding a rare penny worth nearly $1 million might sound like winning the lottery, but it's far more real than you'd think. With this guide, you're armed with the knowledge of what to look for and how to verify it. Now, it's your turn. Check your coins, get them graded if you find something promising, and don't let the potential wealth slip through your fingers. That's right, folks. A 2006 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is turning heads in the coin collecting world, with a value that skyrocketed to nearly $981,000. If you're sitting there thinking, a penny worth a fortune? Really, trust me, you're not alone. Now, before you start emptying your pockets and tearing through every drawer in the house, hold on. I promise we'll get to how you can spot these golden gems. But first, let's take a closer look at what makes this 2006 penny so special. Because there's a twist here, and it's not just in the coin's design. It's something most collectors overlook that could make all the difference in its value, and your potential fortune. So, what's the deal with this 2006 no-mint mark penny? Well, this coin isn't just any pocket change, it's a rare anomaly, a misstep in minting that collectors are willing to pay a small fortune to own. But don't let the year fool you. While most valuable pennies tend to be much older, the 2006 penny stands out because of one crucial detail, or, should I say, the lack of one. This penny doesn't have a mint mark. And that little, missing, detail sets it apart. You see, a missing mint mark isn't just an oversight, it's like a secret signal in the coin collecting world. It tells collectors that this penny is a rare breed, minted in Philadelphia and slipping through quality checks. If you find one, you could be holding on to a piece of numismatic history. Now, you might be thinking, but isn't every penny from 2006 just a plain old penny? And that's where things get interesting, because there's more than just the missing mint mark. The value goes deeper, and what really drives it to nearly $1 million could be hiding in plain sight. Alright, so you've learned what makes this 2006 penny valuable. But how can you tell if the one in your pocket might actually be the real deal? Well, it's all about the details. Look for certain traits, like exceptional condition, no scratches, clear design details, and no discoloration. In the world of coin grading, a pristine coin is like a diamond in the rough. And here's where it gets urgent. Coins that are in mint state, or untouched condition, are valued highest. But the kicker? A lot of people are sitting on these coins without realizing it. They're sitting in jars, drawers, or even under couch cushions, everyday places where potential million-dollar coins are quietly waiting to be discovered. Now, I'm not saying you should start lifting every couch cushion in your house. But hey, if you're curious, maybe it's worth a quick look. Because what I'm about to tell you next could mean the difference between finding a collector's dream and just another penny. So, you've got a 2006 penny without a mint mark in your hand. What's next? The first step is getting it graded. Trust me, having your coin evaluated professionally could mean the difference between a few dollars and a potential life-changing sum. And if you're looking to sell, there are online platforms where collectors are paying top dollar for rare coins like these. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Check your pennies, get them graded, and who knows? You could be holding on to a small fortune. It's not just about collecting, it's about securing a future, creating the life you've always dreamed of. And if you think this penny is valuable, wait until you hear about the rare coins that could be hiding in plain sight, worth even more. Make sure to subscribe and join me on the hunt for more treasures in your pocket change. Maybe even buried somewhere in your home, and it could be worth a staggering $975,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a simple penny. Imagine what that could do for your life: pay off debts, travel the world, or finally live that dream lifestyle you've always wanted. Only a few of these pennies are out there. And if you don't act now, that rare find could slip right through your fingers. Stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to show you the secrets behind one of the most valuable pennies in history, the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it could make you a fortune. Alright, let's take a journey back in time, all the way to 2016. You probably remember that year. Politics were heating up, and everyone was buzzing about the future. But here's the thing, something very important happened in the world of coin collecting that year that you might have missed. In 2016, the US Mint made an unexpected mistake. They forgot to add the mint mark on some of their Lincoln pennies. But, here's the real kicker, the mint mark is a tiny feature that typically identifies where the coin was made. Without it, these pennies became incredibly rare. Now, you might be asking, how could something so small, literally a mint mark, be worth so much? Well, my friend, that's exactly the question we're going to answer. And trust me, this is where the excitement begins. If you have one of these pennies, you could be holding a piece of history that collectors are dying to get their hands on. So, what's the value of these missing mint mark pennies? At first glance, they may look like any other penny in your pocket. But when you really take a close look, you might find yourself staring at a goldmine. Some of these 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have been sold for anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars, but there's one, yes, just one, that took the coin world by storm. One single penny was sold for a jaw-dropping $975,000. Let that sink in. Nearly $1 million for something so small, you could mistake it for loose change. And here's where it gets crazy, only a select few of these coins exist. In fact, some experts say there could be as few as a handful left. So the question you need to ask yourself is, could you have one of them? You might be thinking, I'm not about to start digging through every jar of pennies I have. And, honestly, I get it. But listen, that small action could change everything. You could be staring at your ticket to wealth without even knowing it. Now, here's the harsh reality, time is of the essence. You need to act fast, because coin collectors are on the lookout for these rare pennies right now, and prices could skyrocket at any moment. If you find a 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, the clock is ticking. The longer you wait to get it appraised, the greater the chance someone else could scoop it up and cash in on your fortune. The coin market can shift quickly, and just like that, your chance to sell for a life-changing amount could be gone. But don't worry, you don't have to do this alone. There are experts and resources out there that can help you identify, appraise, and sell your coin for the highest possible price. And I'll walk you through exactly how to do it, but wait, before you rush off to check your pennies, there's something you absolutely must know. Not all 2016 pennies are valuable. There are some crucial details you need to look for, and I'm about to reveal those in just a second. Stay with me. Alright, you've learned the basics, but now it's time to take action. Check your pennies, get them appraised, and make sure you don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure worth $975,000. So, what are you waiting for? That penny in your pocket could be your ticket to a brand new life. Don't let it slip away, and if you found this information helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so you don't miss out on more coin secrets that could change your financial future. So go ahead, check your pennies, and let me know in the comments below if you find something that could make you a millionaire. I want to hear about it. In this fast-paced world, time waits for no one. The opportunity you have right now might not be here tomorrow. So take action now, and remember, the next penny you check could be worth your dream life. Don't wait. Start your journey toward wealth today. What if I told you that a coin worth just 1 cent could be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to change your life? Imagine waking up one day to discover that your 2017 penny is worth not just pennies, but a jaw-dropping $971,000. Sounds too good to be true. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just find out that this dream could be your reality. Before you write this off as a fantasy, let's take a deep dive into the real story of the 2017 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, and how you could cash in on this hidden treasure. But first, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. You probably think of a penny as nothing more than loose change, right? But hold that thought. The 2017 Mint Mark Lincoln penny is no ordinary penny. In fact, it's one of the most exciting and valuable coins in recent years. Now, why? Let's rewind to the history behind this coin and why it's suddenly worth thousands, and in some cases, even close to $1 million. In 2017, the U.S. Mint made a bold move, marking the first time in history that the P Mint mark, indicating it was produced in Philadelphia, was placed on a penny. For most, this was just a fun little change, a new twist in the penny's long history. But for collectors, it was a game changer. These pennies were only minted in 1 year, 2017, and they are incredibly rare. So rare, in fact, that they quickly became a collector's dream. But the real story begins when we dive into what makes this coin even more valuable than you'd think. Now, here's where it gets exciting, and a little shocking. There are 2017 Mint Mark Lincoln pennies, and then there are the rarer ones. While most of these pennies are worth just a few cents, some are worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. But here's the kicker, one of these pennies, yes, just one, recently sold for $971,000 at auction. Can you believe that? Almost $1 million for a coin that was, at one point, part of your spare change. So, what's the secret behind the 2017 Lincoln penny's astronomical price tag? It's not just about the mint mark, it's about the condition and the rarity of these pennies. A perfect penny with no defects, no wear, and a clear, sharp minting could fetch you a fortune. And here's where you need to pay attention. Many of these pennies were produced with defects like doubling errors, die cracks, or other imperfections. But some, those in pristine condition, are worth much, much more. If you have a flawless 2017 Lincoln penny, you could be holding on to a goldmine. A single mistake at the mint could have made a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. How do you find these? And where can you sell them for top dollar? Alright, I know what you're thinking. But how do I find a penny worth a fortune? Don't worry, I'm going to show you the key signs to look for in just a second. But first, remember that not every 2017 penny will be worth that insane amount. The ones that fetch big money are special, and they won't just show up on their own. So, are you sitting on a goldmine? How can you tell if your 2017 Lincoln penny is worth big money? It's all about the condition and the details. Look for pennies with minting errors or those that have been well preserved. You're looking for the perfect penny, one that has no damage or wear. If you find one, you're looking at potential offers of thousands of dollars from collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. Now, here's where the urgency kicks in. The market for these rare pennies is heating up. Experts predict that the value of these pennies will continue to climb as more collectors get their hands on them. The longer you wait to cash in on your rare penny, the more you risk missing out on potentially huge profits. Imagine for a second, what if this is your opportunity to walk away with a life-changing amount of money? What if this one coin could pay off your mortgage, fund a vacation to the destination of your dreams, or even retire early? But here's the thing, these pennies aren't going to last forever. As more collectors discover their value, they're going to become even harder to find. So, you need to act fast. Don't wait until everyone knows just how much these pennies are worth. Be the one who takes action today. Before we go, let me ask you one thing, are you ready to find your hidden treasure? Because, trust me, it's out there. You could have a fortune in your pocket right now, just waiting for you to find it. I'll be showing you how to easily identify the rare and valuable 2017 Lincoln pennies in just a moment, but first, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you won't want to miss out on the next tips I'm going to share with you. The more you learn, the more you'll earn, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. But here's the real question, is your penny worth $971,000? Well, I'll leave you with that mystery, and show you how to identify these valuable coins next time. Stay tuned, because the next video is going to reveal exactly what you need to look for in your pennies. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.